University. Introduction. Endoscopy of the upper respiratory tract. Endoscopy is a safe diagnostic and rapid method to evaluate normal mucosa, any changes and disorder abnormalities of upper respiratory tract. It is used recently as a therapeutic tool. Aim of work: to practice the use of wide upper respiratory tract endoscopy animal alternatives to give normal anatomy and endoscopic depictions of the upper respiratory tract and guttural pouch in the horse. To practice use endoscopy to obtain biopsy histopathological diagnosis. Anatomy of the upper respiratory tract. Anatomy goes hand in hand with diagnostic image, models, ultrasound, CT, and MRI, magnetic resonance image. Nasal cavity surgical sections. This is picture how the entrance to endoscope. Nasal cavity, nasal septums, and the ethmoid conical and larynx. And lateral view of the transparent horse. This is a stylohyoid bone divided of the guttural pouch into lateral compartment, then medial compartment, and external carotid artery and the glossal hypoglossal nerve. And epoxy of the cast of the right guttural pouch. This is the guttural pouch, lateral canthus of the eye will drop, cartilaginous flap opening of the guttural pouch, and the guttural pouch, and this is guttural pouch. He is present founded back to back, separated by longus capitis muscle and epiglottis and epiglottic fold. An epoxy cast of the right guttural pouch mandible was removed. This is picture of the guttural pouch because the guttural pouch is very important. All the structure beside of the guttural pouch present in the horse. Common carotid artery, external carotid artery, occipital artery, and internal carotid artery. Difference between this is occipital and retropharyngeal lymph node and some nerve, external carotid artery, occipital artery, internal carotid artery, and the glossal hypoglossal nerve. Number 9, 10, 11, and syringopharyngeal, spinal meningeal. Materials and methods. Materials and methods use it 3 meters long, 11 millimeter diameter, equine flexible video endoscope equipment. It is composed. Sorry. It is composed. Endoscope is composed 3 parts: control hand and universal cord connected with light source and insertion tube. Insert in the animal respiratory inspections and distal tips. Lateral view of control hand. Lateral view of the control hand show of the air water nodes and suction nodes and interior demonstrated right, left, knob, up, down, and insert of the instrument or accessory endoscope. This is distal tip of the endoscope, biopsy channels, and camera, and 2 light guidance and CCD, and the equine endoscopy before after the finished this cleaning. Training on living animal. This is pictures for twisted intestines, and the animal is the sedations. They are present insertion of the endoscope into insert of the endoscope and left hand control of hand, then universal cord connected with light source. Light source present of the easy cap. This is a programmed of easy cap set up in computer laptops because take it off the photo and take it off the pictures. This is image display on the lab screen. Channels. This is first used in the scope because epistaxis. This is video for epistaxis. This is the problem for used first endoscope and maybe of the stomach tube. Practice makes perfect. Many times, this is picture for used specimen of the head. Many times varies of the head positions on your own, any time, anywhere, and introduce it of the endoscope into the nasal cavity specimen. This is video of the cleft endoscope model. This is ethmoid turbinate in horse, adult horse. This is specimen of the horse. This is nasal septums. This is dorsal conica and nasomaxillary ostia. This is when there is no difference between live animal and specimen. What of the blood vessels? This is nasal septums and dorsal conica, ethmoid turbinate, and larynx. Cartilaginous flap of opening of the guttural pouch, dorsal pharyngeal recess, and nasomaxillary sinuses communicate with paranasal sinuses in adult horses. When some sinusitis, maybe some mucopurulent discharge is here because communicate with paranasal sinus. This is guttural pouch, salpingopharyngeal fold. This is opening of the guttural pouch and dorsal pharyngeal recess. And the larynx, this is soft palate. The present in the specimen is don't fair, is don't move of the animal, and can use it endoscope, right, left, up, down. And this is epiglottic. Now, this is also, this is opening of the guttural pouch. It's not easy entrance of the guttural pouch, it's more difficult. This is epiglottic. This is part of the food. This is epiglottic in horse. Soft palate, yeah. The entrance now. The epiglottic fold, epiglottis, the part of the food. Pericuniculated process, then macroditis, the entrance of the respiratory systems, and focal fold. And the difference between of this is a specimen. This is a ethmoid turbinate communicate with paranasal sinuses. In adult horse, this is a specimen. This is live animals. Ethmoid turbinate number 2, 3, 4, nasal septum, dorsal conica, nasomaxillary ostia. This is live animal. This is specimen. There is no difference. And entrance of the guttural pouch. This is a specimen, and this is live animal. How to enter in the guttural pouch? By using the biopsy channels, insert of the forceps, then a push and opening of the cartilaginous flap of the guttural pouch, then forward, then present in the guttural pouch. This is in the live animal. This is specimen. This is laryngeal cavity, pericuniculated process, and macroditis and focal fold. This is a live animal. This is specimen. Laryngeal cavity, specimen, and no difference between of the live animal. And endoscopic of normal trachea. Conclusion. The use of aggressive head, horse head and neck model has considerable potential to improve the performance of the nervous endoscopist. The model is safe, more cost effective, and more elastic than current plastic or computer-based reality models. It can successfully replace the use of the animals training horse operator distract. Something. Thank you. Merci. Danek. Shukran. Just a minute. I have some video in live animals.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a video visualizing in the live animal. This is opening of the cartilaginous flap. This is dorsal pharyngeal recess, the epiglottic fold, and epiglottis, corniculatic process. This is rem macrotidius in during breathing animal. Healthy breathing. This is epiglottic promoted of the blood vessels. Yeah, the entrance of and deglutition now. This is corniculatic process and focal fold and rem macrotidius. This is of the live animal. This entrance of the upper respiratory tract. Then up, this is the insert of the digestive system in equine. And the video to enter how entrance to guttural pouch. This is insert of biopsy channels, insert, then opening of the cartilaginous flap, then forward endoscope, then guttural pouch. This is bone divided on that format. Thank you. Asante.
Thank you very much. Let's give him a clap again. This is real it, huh? It's showing it, and we are very happy that you have managed to actually indicate that there's not much difference between the live and this technique. And for us, you know, in Kenya, to deal with a horse, you must take an insurance because it's quite expensive.
Okay.
But now we are shown how easy we can study this